Growing up, I was not really raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school, but I remember distinctly when I started practicing my faith around 14 that I didn't even know how to say the Our Father. I had a teacher in my high school. This is kind of, at this point in my life, the high point of a lot of my inner conflicts that are going on. I remember distinctly the teacher who I constantly made fun of, even to her face. I would mock her and stuff like that because I was a bit of a class clown. She was teaching us about sin, and she said, "Kids, you have to learn about mortal sin." And then she laid out the 3 different criteria for it. She said, if you die in a state of mortal sin, you go to hell. And I blew her off, and a couple months later, it was around Christmas, and I was visiting my aunt. I was just laying in the bed there, and all of a sudden, it all just came back to me, all at once. Everything she said. And I just reviewed my life real quick. It all just happened at once. And I was like, well, that's where I'm going. And in that moment, it was the first turning to God that I had. From then on, I started to talk to her and ask her questions. And she was so accepting, so loving, and she would teach me about the faith very gently. She would just tell me very simply, peacefully, and gently what's right, what's wrong. Through that experience, it slowly but surely ignited a strong fire in my heart to want to learn more, to want to love Jesus more, growing in this hunger for who is this person that she's reflecting to me. It spurred me on to learn a lot about the faith myself. What do Catholics believe? What don't Catholics believe? A big revelation to me was that we believe that the Eucharist is actually Jesus Christ living and alive right now. I never knew that. From that point on, my life kind of started to center around the Eucharist. If he's a person, and this is my God, then I want to spend time with him. I want to love him. I want to be the best friend that he can have. Thankfully, the Catholic high school that I went to had a chapel in the high school itself. So between classes, I would just take those 5 minutes to go down to the chapel. And it really strengthened my heart. We are set free through living the truth. And the more we can learn about our faith, the more we find that truth, and it liberates the soul. I love learning about the faith. For me, when I learn the faith, it's not just about knowledge. It's about taking it and applying it immediately to a relationship with God. How does this change me? How does this relate to you, God? And how do I then relate to you? Learning that God is everywhere. How can I apply that to my life? Well, it means that in every moment I can be praying to him, that he's everywhere with me. It's not just about something in the head and learning, but it's about applying it with the heart and then encountering God in a new way. And then we bless others. We let them encounter God who dwells within us. So the knowledge leads to a change of heart and a deeper relationship with God. There's going to be many times where we're going to question different things in our faith. That initial experience of encountering God can be a kind of a well that we can go back to.